Yo, yeah, he would be happy. They'd be like, oh my god. Oh man. Star Wars content is back in my life. And I am a major Star Wars fan, so thank you. Thank you, Disney House of Mouse overlords, because these are two really solid episodes. Now, that's not to say that they were perfect. There were bits and pieces here that I kind of felt were a little bit hammy. But other than that, I fucking love these episodes because not only does Obi-Wan find a way to, or I guess the show is called Kenobi, find a way to connect itself to both Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars. There are there's so many nice Easter eggs in this that you notice in the background. For instance, I don't even know if I was the only one, but Tamari Morrison, he has that cameo as a stormtrooper on the street. Fucking love it. I love the fact that like we get to see where a lot of the clone troopers essentially ended up once the Empire phased them out. But we'll get to the Easter eggs in a little bit. That was just one that I was geeking over for like 5 minutes. So this is my favorite opening sequence ever. Like anything that has to do with Order 66, seeing different perspectives of what's going on during Order 66, I absolutely fucking love. I love the fact that, you know, it's just a casual night at the Jedi Academy. Students are training, people are chilling, they're learning the ways of the Force, and then bam, Stormtrooper kicks in the door. I was like, what? How did this chaos? Y'all are literally outside on a balcony. How do you not hear all of this combat happening in the temple? And then as soon as the door opens up, they're like two Jedis out there fighting for their lives. And it's like, y'all ain't hear this? What you think? It was combat drills that like Jedi just be walking around the temple dueling each other at like 4 o'clock in the morning? No, that is not what's happening at all. And I love that we follow the kids because you feel absolutely terrified for them because essentially you know what's waiting for them. Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? I have an idea. But you get to see this amazing shot of the main hall when they run into the main hall, and there are just Jedi all down there fighting for their lives against the clone troopers. Fucking love it. I loved it when Star Wars Rebels showed it to us. Well, didn't really show it to us. The Ahsoka scene kind of happened in Star Wars Rebels. I loved it when Jedi Fallen Order showed it to us. Like, I love when we get Order 66 scenes in Star Wars content because I feel as though Order 66 is fantastically done, and I think this show is going to be tapping into Order 66 more, especially when we get to see more Padawans and then also younglings who survived and are kind of in hiding, because that's the next thing we go to. We go to Tatooine, and Obi-Wan's kind of like in this rhythm. He goes, he carves a fish, he takes a little slice for himself, puts it in his thing, he checks on Luke, makes sure Luke's doing fine, and then one time he runs into a Padawan who essentially survived. And the Padawan's kind of like, you know, oh, with you, we can rebuild. Like, you feel as though the Padawan really wanted to be like, you know, with you, a great Jedi Master, we can rebuild the Order. And Obi-Wan's like, I do not. Obi-Wan's like, I am not the person that I once was in any way, shape, or form. I have no idea who it is that you're looking for. Obi-Wan was basically like, new phone, who this? Because they don't know. I'm not doing any of that. But I like Ewan McGregor's approach to Obi-Wan, or at least the way in which he's written, because he's essentially done what Luke did in the sequel trilogy, which is he's basically cut himself off from the Force. And he's hoping to reach out and talk to Qui-Gon without realizing that his demons, and you get to see like his nightmares where he's constantly reliving the events of Episode 3, where Anakin falls and then Padme dies and then he goes off to Tatooine. He's constantly reliving these nightmares. He's terrified. He's been living in a state of fright with PTSD for 10 years in a cave on Tatooine. This is not the Obi-Wan that we remember. He is not the master of Sorsu in any way, shape, or form. This Obi-Wan he is weak. I'd probably say that he's probably like 5% of the man that we remember from the end of Clone Wars. And we still haven't reached Rebels yet, because Rebels is a little bit further down the line. So we still haven't reached Rebels where we get to see him back to his, wise Grand Master style of Obi-Wan, who takes on Maul during that last duel. But no, this ain't the Obi-Wan that you remember at all. And I like the, what's the word? Juxtaposition? I might have completely butchered that, but hey, it's my channel. I don't care. Where we see Luke's life, and he's living like the simple farm boy life, going around the farm, sweeping up, doing his thing, pretending to like drive speeders on the top of like the door for the hut, and that's dope. And then you completely go to Leia's life, and it's like, hey, hold on, bro, Leia, you out here balling. You got like handmaid and handmaid and handmaid and handmaid, and like they're all getting her dressed and primed and proper, and she's eating good and she's talking shit. I don't know who this little girl is. I'm probably gonna look it up for when we get to episode 3 next week, so I have her name down. She is fantastic as young Leia. Absolutely fucking fantastic. That little girl is a fantastic little actress. And I hope that if Disney plans on doing anything with Leia's character going forward, as a child, as a kid, as a teenager, you continue to use this little girl. She's great. Like, every single time like she's on scene and she's just giving people shit, I loved it. Absolutely love it, 100%. Luke, he's like the innocent farm boy. I don't even know if we're going to be able to interact with him in the future. Leia is just the sassy, shit-talking princess that she needs to be. And we need to keep her this way going forward. And I like how everything connects around. So, for Leia's character, I feel as though her journeys with Obi-Wan may continue a little bit more than we initially suspect. Which is why, and it leads into episode 4, which is why in the New Hope, she sends Obi-Wan that message like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. It makes sense because he essentially saved her when she was younger, and she remembers him as the great Jedi Master who saved her life when she was a kid and who hides on Tatooine in the desert. That connects right there. Obi-Wan disconnected himself from the Force. That connects to Luke way in the future on Jakku, who's also dealing with PTSD from dealing with Kylo Ren. All of this is fantastic. The Inquisitors, hit and miss. So I like the actress who plays the third sister. I like the actor who plays the Grand Inquisitor. The other two Inquisitors are just basically there to stand around and look menacing. They have lines here or there, but like that's the core of their character. The problem is the third sister has a couple of cringy lines, especially during episode 2. You really get into the cringe when she's standing on the catwalk as Obi-Wan's leaving in the ship, and like she's like, "We'll hunt you, Obi-Wan, to the ends of the earth, earth," and it's like, I really feel as though Jedi Fallen Order handled how to deal with the Inquisitors' personalities a whole lot better. Where for them, it's a level of slight and rage, where they feel as though, for the younger ones at least, that the Jedi essentially let them down, and because the Jedi let them down, and more or less left them prey to the clone troopers and the dark side of the Force, that like it's rage and they want to get revenge against the Jedi. And I feel as though the Inquisitors work better when they don't talk as much, where they let their actions speak for themselves. For instance, like Grand Inquisitor, Obi-Wan Kenobi's like literally right there, and he's like, no, 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 no. I shall bring in Obi-Wan myself. And it's like, yes, or, hear me out here, what doesn't lead Vader to killing you? We bring him in together. together. Because what's worse, you and me bringing in Obi-Wan to Vader together, or you getting in my way and causing him to escape, and then me telling Vader that you let him go. And this is also something that could connect to a situation that happens a couple years later in Rebels, in the form that the Grand Inquisitor says, I can't fail him again. He just lets himself go and he lets himself die. This is the first failure right here, where I'm fairly certain Vader is going to go to the Grand Inquisitor, and he's going to be like, so, you had Kenobi, and you let Kenobi go. I can't kill you because Emperor Palpatine tells me that I can't. But if you fail me again, I will rip you limb from limb with the dark side of the Force. But it's so good. I think this episode was, both these episodes, episode 1 and 2, were fantastic. I loved them both. They're like what is his name? He played Kingo in Eternals, and I'm blanking on his name, and it's gonna come to me later at some point in time. But his character was super interesting because I really thought that he was a Jedi on this planet that they had visited, but he wasn't a Jedi. He was just a Jedi bullshitter. But then at the end of the episode, he actually turns around and he's actually a good guy who helps out the Jedi. And it's like, there you go, man. We knew we still had friends out here in the galaxy. Jedi probably saved you when you were a kid. I don't even freaking know. But like, that's dope as hell. I really feel as though, because Star Wars doesn't introduce anything into a show that they don't circle back to at some point in time, I feel as though the introduction of the younglings at the beginning of episode 1 is going to, in some way, shape, or form, impact something down the line. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel as though it's definitely going to impact something down the line when we get to it. Oh, man. I love both of these episodes. These episodes were dope as shit. I love seeing Jimmy Smith again as Bail Organa. Like, it's always dope as shit seeing Bail. I love the relationship between him and, like, young Leia, where he doesn't want to encourage her, but like, it's his daughter and he freaking loves her, so he absolutely encourages her and spoils her, so she gets away with bullshit. That's great. I absolutely fucking love that. Like, that's dope as hell. I love that. I love being able to see both of the different family dynamics where they both love each other in their own way. Like, for instance, like Owen was 100% ready to die. Like, right then and there, he was like, yo, you can kill me, but this is Tatooine. Like, none of these people know who I am. They don't know the direction of my, I have to bring you to my farm. So it's like, you could kill me, but like, my wife and Luke are going to be 100% fine. Unless you're going to scour all of Tatooine to find like one dirt farmer's, So he was legitimately ready to die for Luke, Beru, and low-key Obi-Wan. That's dope as shit. Like, that shows that he loves Luke. There's even like that short scene that they cut away from where Obi-Wan's watching them and Luke's pretending to be on the speeder bike, and you hear the laughter and the joking around happening at the settlement, and you're like, so Luke was happy there. I mean, he was unhappy he felt as though his life was supposed to be more on Tatooine, but for the most part, living with his Uncle Owen and his Aunt Beru, he was absolutely 100% happy in every way, shape, and form. Leia, also happy. I love this shit. Show me more of this. Spend more time off of Tatooine. I'm tired of desert planets. I love when we get to see these other worlds. I don't even remember what this new world is or what it's called, but it's dope as shit seeing like new Star Wars worlds that we've never been to before. Like, this world had something I had never heard of, which is once you enter the planet's atmosphere, your transponder shuts off, because basically it's like a criminal seedy underworld. Bring that world back in The Mandalorian. That would be dope as hell. But yeah, I think episode 1 and 2 were great. They definitely, like I said, had a few shortcomings in regards to a couple of the characters. But other than that, I think this mini-series is going to be absolutely fucking fantastic, and I cannot wait until next week. I'm probably going to drop a couple of standalone videos about certain topics that I want to talk about. But other than that, let me know how you feel about episode 1 and 2 of Obi-Wan. Comment down below. Let me know. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.